Yeah, we are live now. Hello. It's my pleasure to say heartfelt welcome to all of you today on another episode on the Wellness Wave. My name is Pharmacist Nkechi Ogunjofo. I am your host on this event. And the Wellness Wave is a movement towards excellent health. It's an ongoing movement towards excellent health propelled by a passion for people to realize how best they can live their lives to the fullest. Thank you so much as you're joining me on this event for today. You're all welcome. So, as usual, it promises to be a very interesting event, and I'm going to make it worth your while joining on this event. Like I always say, mental health and wellness is a passion I have, and it's really fueled by the fact that I've come to terms with a lot of stigma, a lot of unspoken stigma and hidden whispers all about mental health. But as far as I am concerned, as a preventive healthcare expert and a holistic health and wellness coach, mental health should be treated just like what it is, brain health. Just like any part of your body could develop some challenges and you could need a therapy, medication, treatment from a doctor to get well, so also is mental health. And we're getting there gradually. Over time, I've noticed that yes, the awareness is getting better with each day, and we're not relenting. Yes, we are committed to this cause. So, on today's episode of the Wellness Wave, we're talking about phone and doom scrolling, how to reset. The title is Phone and Doom Scrolling Reset. Reclaim focus in 7 days. Doom scrolling, I hope that is not new to you, but if it is, let me start by saying that doom scrolling is more or less of a compulsive, a little bit of addictive behavior that people develop even without knowing it. And the term become very more common, more acclaimed during the pandemic because a lot of people find themselves in situations that they didn't bargain for. And this caused them to spend endless hours on their phone, just scrolling aimlessly. And that is when people started to become aware of doom scrolling. But like this topic suggests, I'm going to share tips on how we can reset if that has been a challenge with us. And as usual, I will enjoy you to just follow me along in this discussion. If you have any question, just hold on to it. By the end of the discussion, I'll call on you and you can drop in your questions on the comment section. My eyes always get there and we'll discuss them. And most times, some people are sensitive, they want to chat me privately for their questions. It's still well and okay, right? So, phone and doom scrolling resets. Let us see why this is a serious issue in the first instance. Yes, scientists have found out that it causes a lot of anxiety because for the most times, people who indulge in doom scrolling are on the watch out for negative news, negative information, and they find themselves going through this cycle over and over and over. And believe you me, it is quite exhaustive. Yes, it is exhaustive because before you know it, you spend hours on your phone going through something that adds no value and eventually might increase your anxiety and puts you into a funny mood that might predispose depression. Yes, it happened during the pandemic. So, continuous scrolling increases stress and anxiety. This is one of the main reasons why we have to be very wary of developing these very negative traits. And like I say, it can be addictive and it can be compulsive. Yes, it also reduces productivity because we're talking about time here. Yes, we're talking about time. And time is a very scarce resource, as you all know. The time we spend on this doom scrolling, which I can say is best described as whiling away that time, reduces our productivity and our mental clarity. These are some of the reasons why we need to watch out for it. It's not a good habit to develop at all. But if you're already trapped, there is help, and that is why we are here. And that is why we have to look at it together. So, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I can see you. Thank you so much, Christy. It's so nice having you in the program. I would encourage all of you that are joining now to try and stay tuned till the end of the program, because by the time we get to the end, you must have got all the tips that can help you to reset this attitude. And if you're a medical person, if you're somebody that is into wellness and you're listening to me on this program, you can also take some notes of these tips because they are very handy. They can help your clients, they can help your patients, they can help your friends, they can help family to come over this very negative traits. So let's look at the goal. The goal of this discussion is to help us to break free from mindless scrolling. We need to break free from that habit. Then reclaim our time and mental energy. Yes, that time, the scarce resource of time, we need to reclaim it from things that cannot serve us, from things that are negatives in our lives, like doom scrolling. Another goal is to help us to build healthier phone habits. Yes, our phones are very important, and believe you or not, they are part of our lives now because most of us, we are almost always online. Our work, our businesses are all even schooling. For some schools, they are tied online. So the phone, the devices are all part of our daily life. So we want you to learn how you can build healthier phone habits. Then also, another goal for this discussion is to help you to improve focus and well-being. Our mental health can be challenged if we get into the habit of doom scrolling, and that is why we're talking about well-being here, because well-being encompasses all aspects of well-being: physical, mental, emotional. We want to be at our best, and if doom scrolling is something that can predispose you to mental illness or mental challenges, we want to drop it just like a hot object. So let's go on in the discussion. And like I say, just keep your questions till the end. So for you to overcome this challenge, it is very imperative that you get to know the triggers. What are the predisposing factors, the triggers that make people to indulge in doom scrolling? Let's go into it. Let's dive in. First of all is boredom. This was apparent during the pandemic. Yes, many people were bored. They were shut down to working from home, something they've never done before, something they're not used to. And some people are quite in a space that they can't really access people that fills up their time. So boredom is one of the triggers to doom scrolling. Anxiety, procrastination. Yes, most times procrastination makes you to want to indulge on other activities that will take off, that will occupy your time. So be mindful of the fact that anytime you are bored, anytime you are passing through some anxiety or anxious moments, anytime you're procrastinating, you can be predisposed to start doom scrolling. Then another trigger that I find very, very, very important is fear of missing out. With the whole world collapsing into a global village, people find themselves always in touch with friends, with colleagues, schoolmates, associates, and yes, we exchange a lot of news, a lot of information. And because of these very facts, Because of these very facts, we want to be always up to date with what is going on. And that is why we pick up our phones at very regular intervals. We're scrolling, we are looking for what is happening, maybe on the WhatsApp groups or whatever pages that we are online. And the main reason being that we don't want to miss out on whatever important information or important facts or whatever that is going on in our lives or in the lives of this or circle of friends or colleagues that we have around us. We want to be updated. We are where we don't want to miss out on any of this. And also, another trigger that we need to pay attention to is notifications. Yes, most times we have a lot of apps running on our devices, and some of these apps have a lot of notifications coming in here and there. And for each time the bell beeps with a notification, we want to check. In the process of checking what the notification is all about, we find ourselves going to other chat groups and whatever to catch up. So notifications can be kind of silenced for some time to help us to really contend with this habit. Then there's another habit of automatic behavior. And by this, I mean that some things become a cycle. You know, we form a pattern. We don't have a control over it. So these habits, they loop and they go always coming up and going back like that. So we don't want to friend unaware. We want to be very aware of these triggers, because when we know what we are up against, we stand a better chance to fight these factors. And understanding these triggers can go a long way. Now let's go into the crux of this discussion. The reset plan. I have with me here about a total of 7 reset plans that I wish to discuss with us on this event. And the essence of this reset plan is that it can help us to find value. It can help us to know better ways to engage with our mobile devices instead of just scrolling aimlessly, looking for news that exists nowhere. Okay? So are you with me on this? Thank you, Jesse. I can see you. Thank you so much for joining us. So, 7-day reset plan, starting with day 1. One of the first things we should start with on the first day is to track your phone usage. What do I mean by track your phone usage? You can use a journal, you can use a diary, you can chat in how many minutes you go to your phone to check for things. And you can do it cumulatively. For each time, try and track it. How many minutes have you spent on your phone? Write it down. And then at the end of the day, take note of the total time you have spent on your mobile device. This is one way you can track your phone usage. Okay? So you might need a jotter, you might need your diary to write this down. Track your phone usage. Then, if you've successfully done this for the first day, the next step to follow for the day 2 is to turn off non-essential notifications. Some notifications don't serve us. Yes, they don't serve us. We don't need them. As in, it doesn't impact in our work, it doesn't impact on family, our daily life. So why should we leave them on? Aside from the fact that is your data going, they are distractions. They are the things that make you to pick up your phone, pick up your mobile device, and start to scroll. So, day 2, turn off non-essential notifications. Have them all turned off. Then for day 3, we want to set specific scrolling limits. This can be challenging. For you to actually set specific scrolling limits can be challenging. So a good way to do this is to start by setting a maximum amount of time you intend to scroll on your phone for that day. You might write it down, yes. Then setting the limit also implies that you can write down or take note of only the sites you have business to visit for that day. After doing that, the next thing you might do to set a limit on your scrolling on your phone is to block any other sites that might not be needed for that day. You might silence them or you might disengage them for that time. So set specific scrolling limits. Set the time you want to spend on the day on your phone. Break it down: morning, afternoon, evening. Then turn off all the notifications, all the sites you don't have any business with for that day. You should go off them. Turn them off. So as we make progress in this 7-day reset plan, for day 4, we should start looking at building sustainable habits. And what are some of these sustainable habits? Number 1, instead of scrolling on your device, scrolling on your phone, replace that scrolling with micro break activities. Say you are some executive, some worker at the office. When you're on break, you've had your lunch, the next thing you want to do is to relax and you pick up your phone, start scrolling. No, what you should do on day 4 is, at that time you finish having your lunch, you want to relax, you might take some other activities like getting up, dropping that phone where it belongs on the table and taking a walk. Yeah, walk around. Yeah, you can even take a stretch. You can pick up a book for that 15 minutes you have the break time to relax and read. These are better and sustainable habits. Taking a walk in nature fuels your energy. It fuels your mental focus and your clarity. It helps you stay in tune with nature, and this can be so healthy. These are one of the healthy tips that we share: bonding with nature. So instead of just scrolling on that phone, no, drop that phone, take a walk around, stretch, pick a book or a magazine and read with that time. This is what you should practice for the day 4, and really delve in, go into it deeply. Keep that phone aside. Okay? Then the fifth reset tool I have for you that you can practice for the 5th day is to schedule phone-free periods during the day. Yes, on day 5, schedule phone-free periods during the day. For instance, some specific hours of the day, no matter how pressing it might be, mark those hours out, write them down, put them in bold letters, phone-free periods, write those hours involved, so that whatever it is, no matter how the impulse, the urge to pick up, even when you remember a very important call, so far you've remembered it at that phone-free period, you should hold back. This can be very challenging at first, but remember, we are building sustainable habits, habits that can serve you, habits that can help you to go on a long run on overcoming this challenge of doom scrolling. Okay? So that's for day 5. Schedule phone-free periods during the day, periods that you are away, removed from your phone. You are not touching it for whatever reason that might come up. Then for the day 6, curate your feed. Unfollow toxic accounts. Yeah, you heard me. Curate your feeds, unfollow toxic accounts. So how do you do this? Some accounts, that reminds me, sometime in the past, I belong to a WhatsApp group that is supposed to serve some of us with mutual interests. But most times on that WhatsApp group, there is a lot of arguments going on, a lot of competition going on. You know, gradually it started to become toxic. What I did right then and then is to put it on my archive, on my phone archive, my WhatsApp archive. I just put that group there. I don't want to add to my issue, whatever the stress of the day I'm having to battle with by by allowing negativities into my life. So I just kept it where it should be, away from me. So unfollow toxic accounts on day 6. Check all your feeds, find out the ones that are always coming up with toxic issues, things you don't want to go into, things that will sap your energy, and keep them where they should be. Then for day 7, reflect, celebrate your progress, and plan maintenance. Reflect on what you've achieved for the 7 days. Celebrate the progress, the points, the days you were very on top of your game, that you didn't even compromise in any way. Celebrate them, and then set up a maintenance plan. This can be unique to you, but it's basically how you plan to maintain the habit that you have formed now. So what are some tools and techniques that can come handy in this 7-day reset plan we're sharing about phone doom scrolling? Screen time apps. Yeah, we have Forest, we have Screen Time, we have Digital Wellbeing. These are apps that can be downloaded that can help us to achieve this. Then mindfulness techniques. If you have not seen my video on mindfulness, please, you can go back and watch it. It's very, very, very important. There are some mindfulness techniques that can help you to reset, help you to enjoy some calm and clarity, such as breathing exercises, meditation, journaling, gardening. These are beautiful techniques that you can use. They come handy here. Then, habit tracking. Yeah, try to track all the positive habits that you're developing. Track them, celebrate them, note them down. You can talk about them with friends. And on a final note, commit to these 7 days. A day for each plan I've shared with you. A day for each plan I shared with you. Commit to 7 days. It's not too much. Remember, we are building a sustainable habit. So 7 days is just 1 week off your calendar for the whole year. So commit to the 7 days. Second, track your progress. Sometimes you might relapse, sometimes you might forget. It's okay. Don't judge yourself so adversely. Remember, we are work in progress, okay? If it can help, you can play this video over and over so that you can get in the mood of doing this. Yes, then share your journey for accountability. Yes, I'm working on this, but very soon I'll form an accountability group whereby we should meet together, share things that are working, and share a community whereby we can interact one-on-one. But for now, share your journey for accountability with a friend, with a spouse, with your child, any of your child. Even with me, if you're very close to me, you can do that. I would love to know how far you're going. So, how about taking the first step today? It might be evening from where you're watching me, it might be afternoon, it might be morning, but today is a day to start. So take that first step today and let me watch and see how you can overcome this challenge. So thank you, Wabeze. Thank you, Chiemela. Thank you, Anne, Kemi. Thank you so much for joining me on this program, on this event. So we are rounding up now. And for some of us that are just joining us, we discussed today phone and doom scrolling reset, 7 days reclaim plan that can help you to reset this. And the way I did it is that a plan comes for each day. You set it up in the day and you really fine tune, really delve in, really practice it all through the day. And like I said, you start by first of all trying to understand the triggers that make you to pick up your device and start doom scrolling. Understand these triggers, whether it's anxiety, whether it is boredom, whether it's procrastination, notifications. Identify the triggers that don't serve you, that predispose you to doom scrolling. And once you identify it, remember, I said that my goal for having this event is to help you to break free from mindless scrolling, reclaim your energy, reclaim your mental focus and clarity, and also build healthier phone habits, improve your well-being on the long run. So once you've identified or come to terms with your triggers, the next thing is to set up the plan. It's a daily plan for 7 good days. Day 1, track your phone usage. Day 2, turn off non-essential notifications. Day 3, set specific scrolling times. Day 4, try to replace scrolling with micro break activities. Yes, like things like taking a walk, getting up, stretching, reading, picking up a magazine or a book, read it instead of picking up your phone and scroll endlessly. Day 5, schedule phone-free periods during the day. Periods where you shouldn't touch your phone no matter what. No matter what call you remembered you needed to make, that time shouldn't be a time you should touch your phone. Day 6, unfollow all toxic accounts. Yes, unfollow all of them. Day 7, reflect, celebrate, and plan for maintenance. So these are the tips I've shared that we can start off with immediately. And yeah, we're gradually coming to the end. Remember, we are work in progress. Track your progress. Share your journey of accountability with a friend, your spouse, children, whoever is nearest to you. And take the first step today to start this journey. I can't wait to celebrate your success in breaking free from this habit of doom scrolling. So, thank you so much. Yeah, Peter, I can see you. Thank you so much for joining. So, we're gradually coming to the end of the event for today. I hope you got value from this event. And for some of us who've joined us, who've spent these minutes with us, you can share the replay. The replay comes out the next day on my YouTube channel. You can share it with a friend or a colleague that might find these tips very useful. And thank you so much for making this event a treasured one. So do we have any questions? I'll give some few minutes to see if any question is coming up before we gradually round up, okay? In the past, I have discussed some useful technique in my videos that can help us to be mindful, to be in the present, to maintain our focus, to look inwards, to really evaluate ourselves on a very, very holistic basis. By the time we practice these activities, they are so, so healthy. They help our mental health, they contribute to our general well-being, and they serve us very well. So you can check my videos. They are all available on my YouTube channel. You can watch them, the one on mindfulness techniques that I've shared some time ago. Okay? So, any question? Okay, I can't see any question now. So we should say, call it a day for today. Thank you once again for making our time to join this event today. I treasure these experiences. I treasure your being in touch every time. Yeah, thank you. I can see all your comments. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget, next week, same time, 6 p.m. next week, West African time, I'll have another interesting topic to discuss. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.